What is up, guys? Joshua Wolfenbarger here, and welcome back to another video. Today is pretty awesome because it has been warming up. Anyway, today should be a pretty good day because I plan to get outside on the trampoline and do some flips. I want to really drill some stuff like dub back and fliffus and stuff like that, just so I can get really confident with them. I also need to learn trip full sometime soon. I don't know why I keep putting that off, but honestly, twisting it's fun and all, but I never want to go outside and train it. But yeah, make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe and turn on that bell notification so you don't miss any more. All right, guys, so I am currently outside and it is 57 degrees, so it feels pretty good. But let me show you something. So I have V'd my springs. They originally were crossed, but I didn't like how they were getting like all conjoined in each other, and some of them were getting a bit overstretched. So the other day I just decided to V them instead, and it doesn't feel bad. It just feels different. I don't really know what to say. I don't know if it's really tighter or looser. It kind of feels like looser but tighter at the same time because the tension is just distributed differently. It's pretty good. I haven't really had like a actual sesh on it yet, but yeah, hopefully that'll change today. Hopefully I get some good tricks in, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get on the tramp. Also, we're trying out a new angle, so let me know if you like it.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall, my love, if you feel.
Okay guys, I have some really bad news. I don't know if it was on film or not, but there was a snap earlier, and I just realized that that was a V-ring. I thought that wouldn't happen since this is a $1,000 tramp, but I guess it happens on like all tramps no matter how strong they claim to be. So I need to un-V these and cross them again because I'm really not trying to mess up the tramp, because I really messed up my previous one by like screwing around and changing the spring setup and stuff. And a bunch of V-rings snapped on the old one, so I'm gonna go fix that real quick. As you can see, that is not good. I'm gonna try and fix this V-ring real quick. I'm really ticked off that that happened. I thought with a $1,000 trampoline, I thought that it wouldn't happen like with just my 150-pound body jumping on the trampoline, but apparently no trampoline brands make their V-rings strong because they snap like crazy. Like, you'd think that like all these trampoline companies would find a way to combat this because they know that people are going to change the spring setup and V the springs and cross them and stuff like that. So I don't see why this is still an issue with brand new trampolines. Yo, on the bright side, my mom got me a McFlurry, so that's cool. These things are the best. All right, guys, I'm finally finished with that. That probably took like 30 minutes or more. Yeah, we're gonna try it out.
If you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Alright guys, so at the moment I'm working on doing low double kabooms so I can try and speed up my rotation and tighten up my tuck. I just did a couple standing ones, and yeah, that was pretty nice. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that.
There's a reason why we lose.
Guys, duck tucking feels so cool. I've never been able to do that before. Alright, so the goal with what I was doing right there is to practice getting low landings and doing what's called a duck tuck, which is where you pretty much land on your legs with your hands under your legs. And it's good to be able to land like that because then you'll be able to send more tricks because you won't be afraid of landing low. So that's what I'm trying to do, is just like get better at landing low and just kind of having control over that, because I don't really huck stuff that I have a really low landing, because I don't know, I've just been afraid of it. I've not only been afraid of landing on my neck, but also rip landing really hard, which is where you land on your legs with a lot of weight back, and like that can hurt your knees sometimes. So I've been afraid of doing those two things, but I'm getting better at lower landings now, so hopefully that means I'll be able to send more kaboom combos. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Darn it, guys. You know what I just realized? All right, so I was looking back on my footage from earlier. I thought that this got recorded, but apparently it didn't. So I did 1-2 and kabooms again earlier, and the camera cut off before I did it, and I didn't reset the camera, so that's just wonderful.
Yeah, come on. Yes, that was clean.
Downfall, my love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do a set for triple kaboom.
There's a reason why we lose.
Alright guys, that was a pretty nice sesh. I'm pretty proud of what I've done today, other than the fact that where is it? Broke this. I'm not proud of that, but everything else I'm pretty proud of. So yeah, today was great sesh. I'm pretty bummed I didn't get that 1-2 on camera because that was pretty cool. I was really feeling it earlier and I just kind of sent it, when normally that would take me a while to kind of do. Okay guys, so I'm now back inside and it's been a little while since I've been on the trampoline, but I just wanted to take a minute or so to kind of talk to you all about spring setups and why they are kind of a bad idea, at least sometimes. So as you all saw there, I kind of snapped a V-ring, which is the part of the trampoline that the spring attaches to on the mat. And the reason why that happened is because of the spring setup that I had. So I had the springs V'd to where 2 springs would go to the same V-ring and also to like the same hole on the frame. And you know, here's my issue. People say that spring setup is better for your trampoline because the springs don't get like intertwined and overstretched. But I think that it overall is not as good for the trampoline. I may be wrong, but with my experience, having like V'd springs can snap V-rings way easier, because instead of just having the tension of one spring on the V-ring, you then have the tension of two springs tugging in opposite directions on the V-ring, which you'd think that would keep it kind of balanced out, but the V-rings end up snapping. So this is why I think that crossing your springs is actually better. It's because like having crossed springs, yeah, your springs will kind of get intertwined and stuck in each other and overstretched a little bit, but I think that that is way better to deal with that, which really isn't that big of a deal, than to have to deal with broken V-rings, because then you can't have as many springs on the tramp, and then obviously it's going to be like uneven. You're going to start drifting because you drift towards where there's no spring. But the issue is a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers have made it seem like crossing your springs is a bad thing because of the intertwining. They say to V your springs instead so that they don't get intertwined and get messed up and stuff. But the issue is when you V them instead, you have V-rings snapping off like every day. Maybe not every day, but you have V-rings snapping off frequently, which is so much more of a hassle than just using your hands and pulling apart two springs. And also, of course, with a snapped V-ring, you can't really fix that too well, and it's just a hassle. Overall, my advice is when you get a new trampoline, don't cross the springs or V them or anything right off the bat, because it'll be so much better if you're using it how it was built to be used, and also you're not gonna have any overstretched springs or intertwined springs or broken V-rings. And I'd say the only time you should really cross your springs is when like you're doing tricks that needs it. Like if your trampoline really isn't good enough for you to do those harder tricks and like you need that little bit of extra height and height retention. And one more thing actually is really just take off the spring pads. When you don't have the spring pads on, you have more airflow, and more airflow going up or pushing you back up gives you more height. But yeah, if you're gonna do any spring modification, I'd say cross them. Others probably disagree, but from my experience, crossing is better. Alright guys, I hope that this little bit has helped like educate you about spring setups and help give you some insight about what you should do with your springs. If you found this information and just this video entertaining or useful, then I would very much appreciate it if you shared it with a friend who also does flips and that you think would enjoy this video too. Also make sure to drop a like for the algorithm and subscribe, because we have some big goals for the channel this year. Alright, that's all I've got. Remember that Jesus loves you, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.